Welcome to Girl Talk No Text, where the vibes are high and the yap is unmatched. I'm Amaya Papaya.
And I'm Gabby with the gift of it. And today we're going to be talking about friendship. So it's a really important topic in general, but we all have them, and it's important to kind of figure out how to navigate them because it's pretty real. And also keeping it real with you guys, we're probably going to be here a while, so you guys can just go grab like a snack or whatever you need to get before we start.
And getting right into friendships. I think that staying true to yourself is one of the most important parts because if you stay true to yourself, that's when you can set boundaries and making sure that your friends are respecting you and that you're also respecting yourself while into your friendship.
Guys, yeah, because you just dove into that one. Yeah, we had to go there. But I think it's funny that you say like staying true to yourself because I feel like that's something that like especially when I got into like high school, like that was something that I really had to figure out because I feel like a lot of people are still figuring out how to let alone like be okay with themselves, but like also to be okay with setting boundaries like, hey, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this. And I really struggle with that, I feel like.
Yeah, I struggle with that as well. I feel like that's like one of the hardest parts is knowing your own boundaries as well. Because that's like one of the hardest things to figure out. It's like, oh, is this a realistic boundary or am I just making this up and this is like crazy? And sometimes it's really hard to have those conversations with your friends because not all friends take
Yeah.
that the same way. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's a conversation that's necessary.
Yes, guys, don't be afraid to pull someone aside and be like, hey, like because the important thing to remember, I feel like, is that like if someone is your friend, like you should be okay with checking them. Like I
Right.
feel like I'll be like, Amaya, like that wasn't
Hmm.
or like I feel like I've had some times where I've said to you like da 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 and you were like that hurt my feelings. And I feel like
Hmm.
it's important to just be able to like, you know, talk about that because if you're not able to talk about like what makes you uncomfortable, then are you even really friends? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm just
I
yapping just
definitely
to yap.
agree. It's also a part of like knowing your own needs and knowing what you need from a friendship. Like you're not gonna get the same thing from all friendships, and not all friends are gonna understand your boundaries. And I just feel like that's just how it goes, you know?
And it's like it also I feel like it fluctuates. Also, like I feel like it's like a consent thing. Like once you give your consent to something, like if the situation changes, you can also like modify that. Like so I feel like staying true to yourself, like you're not always gonna be the same person that you
Hmm.
were like at the beginning of a friendship. And like that's important, like as a friendship, because I don't know how long we've been friends. We've been friends for uh, years,
Real time.
years. I don't know. I actually don't know anymore, but it's been a couple of years. But I feel like it's just, yeah, it's just important to know that like having an open line of communication so that you
Hmm.
can like stay
Yeah.
true to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
But
I've had friendships where it's not easy to have that line of communication because they're just not open to it. And I feel like in those situations, it's definitely the toughest to try and get your point across. But I feel like when that type of situation happens, that's when you need to know when to say no to a friendship and when you need to know when to cut a friend off, type
right,
of thing.
because sometimes I literally did just cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But speaking of like cutting your friends off, well, wait. When you say cut your friends off, do you mean like cutting them off, like snip the line, or like do you mean like all right, like hey, stop, like we need to reassess, like what
Like
do you mean?
reassess. I mean, it can go both ways. If it's that severe to the point where you're like, oh, I need to cut this friend off, like they're not understanding my boundaries or disrespecting me, that's like another thing. But there's also like, oh, let's reassess. Let's cut all of this and that type of thing. But not all friends are. You're not able to
Oh,
do that with everyone. You know.
so about that. So about that. Because I feel like that's also like I guess for all the me's out there, obviously you guys aren't me, but like I feel like something that I like struggle with is like knowing that friendships are also like seasons, and I guess like getting into like I guess knowing your own needs and things like that. I feel like you need to know when enough is enough, or maybe there's not enough in a relationship for you. So that's like you have to like figure out like what your needs are for a friendship. Like for example, I don't have to call you every day for us to be friends.
Right.
We don't call every day. Like, but like I still know that I can like text you or tell you about anything, and you're not gonna like you know throw me to the wolves or whatever just because I
Right.
didn't call you for
Right.
a week, or I'm gonna be honest, a month. Like I'm
Yeah.
busy. You're busy.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
And I
So,
feel like those are the best type of friendships because I feel like I have friends that are like, "Oh, you need to call me, you need to constantly talk to me."
oh
But
no,
I feel
oh
like the
no, I
strongest
fear we're not
connections
friends.
I feel like the strongest connections are when you can go, like, months without talking to someone or days, and you guys still have the same connection. I feel like that's
Yes,
how we are.
guys.
We won't talk for months, and then
I
all of a
fear I
sudden we're
won't
just
text you. Like, it's not a you problem. It's not you, it's me. Like, I genuinely will I don't forget. Like, I'll be like, oh, I need to call that person. My own best friend. I don't call him. I call him maybe every couple of. I'm gonna be honest, a month. Like, I'll call him and be like, hey, like, what's up? And then we just get to talking. Like, I feel like if I have to keep like I feel like I know that I don't have that much to give, especially because I've
right.
given so much in like my past, and like you gotta be careful that you're not giving so much and you're not fulfilling your own needs, that you kind of start giving away from yourself, like pouring from
Mhm.
your own bucket, and then
Yeah.
you don't have anything left for
And you're,
yourself.
like,
So
giving and you're not getting it back, and that's really tough, but I feel like those are, like, really good experience to have. I've had friendships where I've given so much to a friendship, and they've just not received I've not received it back, and I feel like that's taught me what I like in
carve
a
off to that.
friendship, what I haven't liked in a friendship, and my boundaries and all of that, and that was a really good lesson, so
I just realized I said carver knock to that. They don't know what that means. It's like a thing where we like knock an agreement at my school, and guys, pretend I didn't do that. But I feel like I think what the guys, 1 second. I think the important thing about what you just said, like to me, is like different friendships fulfill like different needs. Like it's okay to have guys, you don't have to have one friend group. Like I am a floater friend, and I feel like there's a lot of like stigma around being a floater friend. Like,
ugh.
listen, man, listen, I gotta go with the flow. I gotta go when the wind calls me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm, mhm.
I just feel like there's a lot of stigma around that. Like, oh, you can't sit with them because I don't like them, or like, no, like, you guys don't have to mix. You don't, you
That's what I'm
don't have to
saying.
mix. Like,
That's
you can
see
stay in your lane.
I'm going through that like exact issue right now where some of my friends are like, "Oh, why aren't you hanging out with us as much?" And I'm just like, "Well, I also have other friends, and I'm not just going to completely ignore them for you." And they're like, "Well, we're your friends too." And I'm like, "Well, it's not like I'm cutting you off completely, but I do understand which friend groups now need more from me and which don't because they definitely are like it's like sometimes friendships really do feel like relationships to me. Like
Yes, I
honestly,
wanted to talk about that. That's
like,
so real.
it
Like,
just sometimes it feels like you need to give so much for that friendship, and I feel like that's valid in some friendships, not in all, but I feel like if that friendship is going well and it's a really good friend to you and all, I feel like it'd be worth that, but sometimes it can get to be a bit much.
and I feel like there are a lot of friendships that I've had where, again, guys, like friendships do not have to be forever. There are a lot of friendships that taught me a lot about life that I don't talk to them anymore. I had a friend that I had had for, it would have been 11 years now, and I stopped talking to them maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because I was realizing, and I feel like my family was always telling me, especially my mom, she'd be like, listen, like, I see you giving a lot to this person and they're taking from you. Like, your
Mm,
energy is off. Like, after they start talking about, like, being depressed and all of this stuff, it starts to have an effect on you. And then you kind of, like, slip back into that. And I think that's important to, like, realize and assess, like, any friendship that is costing you yourself, your sanity, your peace of mind, that's not the friendship for you. And I don't know who needed to hear that, because I needed to hear that and nobody told me that, or actually people told me that and I didn't listen. So if you're one of those people that don't listen, you need, this is your sign right here. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's my big thing, that like, don't be afraid to cut people off. It does not make you a bad person, cuz
I definitely agree.
I was in the trenches. Yeah, I was feeling so bad too. Like, oh, should I forgive them? Should I
That's
let them
like a
back in?
huge part of friendships as well. It's like, when do I forgive someone and when do I decide that I no longer want to be a part of this? And I feel like, as personally, I'm like a big people pleaser. I want everyone to be
Carver,
happy.
not
I want
yes,
everyone
yes.
around me to feel happy. I want to be friends with everyone. And I realize that doesn't work with everyone.
If you make a
And
mistake, it's hard to like be like, oh, like, or like, if you want them to think you're a good person. You want them
right.
to think, oh, I'm that friend that you can rely on. But like,
Hmm.
oh, that's another thing. When you're the friend that like, okay, for in the example of different friendships and things like that, I think it's important to realize like that it's okay to say no. Um, I guess like you know what I'm saying. Like in our friendships, it's okay to say no and to be like, no, nah, we're not. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
let that slide.
we
I'm gonna
can
do
be
my own thing.
cordial, but I don't know about
Yeah, I'm
close
gonna
friends
do my own
anymore.
thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Miles Morales, you gotta stop.
I'm not. Listen. I could be Spider-Man.
Okay.
You don't know. You don't know. Have you ever seen me and Spider-Man in the same room? I don't think so.
Moving on.
Yeah. Okay, so I think to wrap that part of the discussion up, I think that it's okay. Like just take a breath. Friendships, you know, they're not your father, they're not your mother, and they certainly aren't your significant other. So it's okay. Just breathe. Everybody's a part of a different season of somebody's life. Maybe you're the problem. You know? Maybe they're the problem. But like it's you know what I'm saying? Like are we I think that we can actually move on to our second segment. Which is actually a game we like to call Chill or Spill. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Are you're good to answer my questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So chill or spill. So you can chill on it, which means you don't have to say anything. Which, come on, you should totally spill though. Like it's all yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So can you tell us about a friendship breakup that hurt more than a romantic relationship breakup? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay. I hope you guys know what I'm saying.
I had a best friend of years. We were friends since, like, I don't know. We were friends for a really long time. And we were best friends. We did everything together. We hung out after school all the time. We used to have sleepovers every day. We used to hang out all the time.
Sounding a little too real.
That's the person I used to hang out all the time. And at one point, she was in a relationship, and I was also friends with that person. They had gotten together because of me. So then it became a thing where we all three hung out.
Matchmaker?
Can I say? But we would always all three hang out all the time, and we were friends for a really long time. And so one time they broke up. They were starting to have issues, and
they broke up multiple times.
Yeah, they broke up once, and then they got back together. Then they broke up again, and then this is where our friendship started going downhill. She was uncomfortable with me being friends with him and her at the same time.
Huh?
Yeah.
But they were together.
Yeah, but they're no longer together.
Oh.
So she was like feeling uncomfortable with me being friends with him and her at the same time, but I was also friends with him way before I even knew her, even though I wasn't as close with him as I was with her. But it was just like, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, she's putting in the middle, basically saying me or him, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. They're both like really important friends to me, and I would never want to cut one friend off just for another. Just like I was saying, I'm like a people pleaser. I want everyone to feel happy, you know?
It's like it's like cutting one hand off. Like, which one would you pick?
Right, exactly. So it was like crazy for a while, but then got to a point where it was just like she was fine with it and everything was fine, and then one day I guess she just wasn't. It was so random and so crazy, and she blocked me on Instagram. She blocked me on all socials. She called me and my friend one time, got in a really big argument, and she was just like, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to see anything you post. That's why I blocked you and all these things. And I was like, whoa, that was not something I was expecting to hear. And that was someone I really cared for and I truly trusted. And so when I heard that, that was like,
and then they just,
yeah, I was just like, that like blew my mind. Like, I was never expecting to hear that from her. Like, she was always the sweetest person. I loved her to death, but I just wasn't expecting that. So that really felt like my heart like shattered. I lost a part of me when that happened.
Yeah,
and
that's real.
For a really long time, I was still like, oh, I hope we become friends again and like in the future and all these other things.
And it's also hard to like, sorry, I cut you off.
You're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's also hard to come back from that because I lost my best friend of like 9 years. And so right after that, I had met my other best friend, where I feel like it was so hard to open myself up to that again because like I felt like I was betraying that other person. Like,
right.
Moving on and finding new friendships does not mean you're like betraying someone else. But I do have another question for you. I actually have a few. So my next question is, tell us your biggest I should have known they were fake. Guys, I'm gonna let you speak first.
Okay. So I had another friend, and we were friends for a really long time since the first time I started at my new school, which was in 6th grade. And we were friends for a really long time. And she would always just say like such backhanded compliments. She would say really weird things like, "Oh, you look really nice today." And oh, like it's always like something like whenever she gives you a compliment, it's never like it doesn't
It's
seem
never
genuine.
straightforward.
Yeah, it's like there's something added onto it, like a but. And she started talking about me behind my back and all this stuff, and I felt like I should have known. And she would always talk about other people to me that we were all like friends with, and I'd be like, why are we talking about this person?
Right.
And I never expected her to talk about me, but I feel like that's where I slipped up, because if they're talking about their other close
people,
friends,
they're talking about
you.
Oh, I experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was at my job, the first year that I worked my job, I was in this group of friends. I knew one girl from school, and the other were kind of just like co-workers. And so when I was working with them, like I would show up and I did a lot of work for them. It wasn't even my department, but I would always try to help out because I was a people pleaser. Come to find out, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Obviously, people who knew me knew that I didn't do that. Like people just wanted to like they were just getting on me for no reason. Come to find out, this group leader, which also coincidentally happened to be like the assistant manager, she was basically like, she was making group chats without me. Mind you, we're all coworkers, so like the stuff that I needed some of that information. Oh, let's do this. And so then she would talk about, I don't know, like she always kind of made it seem like she was okay, like she tolerated me, but she would always like ostracize me. And then I feel there were other people that would act like, oh, it's okay, like she didn't really mean it. Those same people, come to find out by the end of the summer, like they were hanging out without me. Like it was just it was just crazy. Like I only had one real friend out of that whole group. And so it was hard for me because I was a people pleaser, because I wanted everyone to like me. And so like I cried about that. And then I'm just sitting here like, I can't believe I was crying over some coworkers that I never saw again. Like she ended up working at Home Depot. I don't want to hear anything. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There is nothing wrong with working at Home Depot.
There's nothing wrong with working at Home Depot. But that's
if you work at Home Depot, we don't.
I was saying that she ended up working at a different spot. So I didn't even have to like do all that stuff to like, you know, like get in her good graces. She didn't even stay. Like, you know, and she wasn't even a good person. Like, yes, like I try to be friends with everyone, even if they're bad people. Like, I just knew she wasn't the type of person I wanted to be around. But that didn't mean she had to dislike me. You know what I'm saying? But said all that to say, I have one more question for you, or two if you have time. But can you tell me about a time you lied to your friend, or you found out your friend lied to you?
Oh, okay. Let me think. I gotta think on that one.
I mean,
there's been a lot of instances that I've been lied to.
While she thinks about that, I will tell you, I did lie to her about me being here and being ready. So I lied to my friends on a daily basis, but I kind of lie as a joke.
Rage baiter.
Like, I'm just a rage baiter, guys. I just like,
she angers me.
Oh no, I'm not there. Like, what do you mean? Am I there? Why would I be there? The whole time I'm sitting here waiting. But yeah,
why my friend just lied to me? I really gotta think. I don't know why. Whoa. Oh, okay. So at one point, we all had like a really big friend group, and big friend groups, to be honest, they just never work out well. It's just so many people.
Have I heard of any of these people?
Probably not.
Okay.
And there was this one girl, and she was just like overly messy. Like she lived for the drama. She was a senior. She's in college now. She still lives for the drama, and she was just in everybody else's business. And she would love to tell somebody like, oh, she was talking about you. Like she said this, that, and a third. Come to find out, no one was saying anything. Like she would like. It was. At her big age, you should not.
Was she bored or something? Like, did she not have anything better to do?
You should not be sitting here lying on people's names, doing all this. And so much drama had been created because she would like to run her mouth, or she'd be like, you would say something and she would take it and run with it, and she would like make it into some whole big situation. Like there was this one time, a friend of me and my other friends had came to one of our dances, and she claimed that we invited her just to bully her and all these other things. What? And I was like, whoa, where did any of this come from? Like, she just loved to start drama.
This guy was stripping. Wait, what grade was this? Like,
this was last year.
She did not have anything. Wait, at her big age, in her big grade, she had no work she needed to be doing, no assignments, no Netflix shows she could have been binging. For her to be starting this, like, I wish I had time to start rumors. Obviously, I wouldn't start rumors. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Okay. With that being said, I actually wanted to talk to you about losing friends, and kind of like what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what?
Right.
We on the same page. We on the same page.
I think a big part of losing friends is definitely jealousy and secret animosity, because I feel like that's
Heavy on that one.
That's where a lot of friends go downhill. Is when a friend is like they like you as a friend, but they secretly like they don't like what you have going for yourself. They don't like how you have all these opportunities going for yourself. And I personally have dealt with so many situations like that. Like they'll be like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me you were doing that? We could have done that together." And I was like, "Well, it wasn't just it wasn't us thing. It was like a me thing, you know?" And she was definitely like a big, I need to be in everything. I need to be better than everybody. I need to be better all my peers type of person. And I just feel like those friendships are the hardest to get away from sometimes, but are the most needed to get away from, because having that jealousy and secret animosity hanging over you, it just makes you feel bad about yourself. Like you're doing something wrong, I feel like, you know?
I think, yeah, because like, I feel like my freshman year, it was all because I took everything so serious. Everybody is not like, I feel like there was a lot of, I don't think I mean, I've been jealous of like friends, but like, I feel like I've learned as I've gotten older, excuse me, that as I've gotten older, like, material goods are not, everything. So I feel like I don't deal with jealousy as much anymore. Obviously, I'm not like crazy if I see you with like something that I wanted, or
Right.
like dang, like that would have been nice. But I feel like the secret animosity part, that's where, because I used to take things like seriously, like there would just be people that I knew, and like they weren't close friends or anything. Like I feel like I don't really have secret animosity with like my close friends, but it'd be like friends that you would like talk to in passing or at school, where it'd just be like, "Oh, so you act like that?" or like, "You do that?" Like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." And like everything was a score, everything was a tally. Like, "Oh, this person did this, 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 and this." Like at this point, they're acting a little like weird. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, like that's kind of weird. Like it is not that serious. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I felt like at the beginning of high school, every time, like if I saw someone like somebody that I really thought was like a great person or something, I would always find something wrong with what they did, because I felt like, oh, that's someone I aspire to be. And at the beginning of high school, that was something I really struggled with, because I was still trying to find myself, and then there was all these other people and all the older people I was around, and it's just like where do I go from here? And I feel like jealousy it becomes such a strong emotion,
Mm,
and I feel like jealousy also comes with confusion. So you're
yes.
trying to figure out yourself and what you like to do and all these things, while there's other people who already kind of have it figured out, which makes it harder for you. And then you start picking at people and what their like hobbies are and all these other things, and you're like what is like you don't want to be jealous, but it feels like you are. Like
And it's
it's like
okay to be
what's wrong
different.
with me? You know, like
Yeah.
why am I like whoa? Like why am I picking apart everybody's every move? You know?
And it's okay to be different. Like you don't have to be Amaya. Listen, man. I'm just gonna hype her up for a second. She's running circles around me, literally. She's on her sports stuff. She's doing her tutoring. She's doing all of this stuff. Man, you know what I do after I get home from school? I do work. And then I do some more work, and I eat, and then I do more work, and I go to sleep. Actually, that's an exaggeration. I do other stuff. I have the podcast. I do a, hey, I do a couple of stuff,
She
but my
dabbles.
stuff, my stuff's not the same as her stuff, but that doesn't mean that my stuff is less than hers or hers is less than mine. You know what I'm saying? Like we have different interests. That doesn't mean I need to be, "Oh, Amaya's super athletic. I can't even walk into a gym without getting hit in the head with a ball." And yes, that every time for the most part I do get hit with like some sort of ball. It's not funny. Last year, I think the last time I was in a gym, I got hit by like a basketball. It was, we don't talk about
Yeah, I definitely would
that. We
laugh in her
don't talk
face.
about that. Um, but yeah, I feel like that it's that part, and it's also, I know this is kind of unrelated, but it's like knowing that your history with someone doesn't mean that, like, history does not outweigh the hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
if somebody hurts you, it is okay to feel hurt. Like,
Right,
just because
right.
I've been friends with you for X amount of years does not mean I can't You can't say something to me, or you can't do something to me that makes me feel like, oh, like that hurt me. I had somebody do something to me recently that it hurt my feelings.
Mhm.
And I've been friends with them, very close friends with them for a few years. And I sat them down. I said, look, we're going to Starbucks because we got to talk this out. Because I was talking to my mentors. They were like, yeah, that sounds like a conversation should be had. So called her up. I said, we're gonna meet up at Starbucks. We're gonna talk this out. Talked it out. And I said, hey, you hurt my feelings really badly. Like it wasn't funny. And look, I had no problem saying that. But I feel like that's a growth thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think that definitely does come with growth because sometimes I feel like it's hard for me to say that because I don't want people to, like, to burden them with that, but also at the same time, you need to know what you've done wrong and what you've done to hurt me. Because it's not always on purpose, but sometimes it is on purpose, and
Right.
they've said things and they know that it would hurt your feelings. Like, I recently dealt with a situation, and a person I'm really close with was saying things about me behind my back, saying she didn't want me to have any friends at all and all these things. And
Because of
I
her
was
dad.
like, well, that really hurt my feelings. And she expected me to, like, just forgive and forget just because we're close friends. And I was like, well, that's not
No.
how that goes. When you do something, I expect you to hopefully own up to it and realize what you've done to hurt me. But not all friends are like that, and that's when, like, when losing friends comes to play. Because she wasn't very happy that I wasn't, like, automatically like, "Oh, it's fine," like, "Oh, it's whatever." She was very upset. She was like, "Well,
That's
I'm your friend."
accountability though.
Right.
That's
And she's
accountability though.
like,
That's a
"Oh,
her.
well, we've been friends for so long. I just feel like, why wouldn't you forgive me?" And I'm like, "Well, I have my own boundaries
What is
set,
she
7
talking about?
and
p.m.
you're violating them, and I just don't appreciate that."
That's like me
So,
saying, that's like us going to Rita's. And I don't go to Rita's, I go to Cold Stone. Just a
mm,
shameless plug
mm,
right there. Just saying. But like let's say we go to Cold Stone, right? I get you a cone, I get me a cone. I purposely grab your cone, throw it to the ground, step on it, squish it in front of your face, and then go, can you pay me back? Also,
right.
we've been friends for, X amount of years, so you'll be alright. Like,
Mhm.
that doesn't make any sense. Like,
That's what I'm
yo, it doesn't make
saying.
any sense. Like, because I've known you this long, I'm okay with you running over my dog.
Like,
You know what I'm
what?
saying? Like,
Mhm.
that doesn't make that doesn't make any sense. Like,
And I think that's when, maybe that was, like, never your friend in the first place comes into play, and you have to realize the things they've been doing over the years, or over the months, or however long you guys have been friends may have never shown true friendship character in the first place, and they've been doing things all along that were like secret animosity, jealousy, things to purposely hurt your feelings, things of those sort that shows that they never had your best interest in mind, you know?
and I think, yeah, because I think the reason that we're telling you this now is that it's important for you to think about these things for yourself, because there's going to be somebody out there that's not hearing all of this and isn't thinking about this for themselves. So you don't want to be that person that's not thinking about this and is not checking yourself, and then you go out and you do that to somebody and you
Right.
squish their ice cream or you talk behind their back and you expect an apology. No, self accountability, it comes with everything.
Definitely, because in some situations, you could be the problem and you don't even realize it, and I feel like that happens a lot. I felt like that happened a lot when I was younger. I would do things and I would be like, "Ah, well, I'm not the problem. I'm not in the wrong." But I feel like I've definitely grown as a person,
I
and
do that
now
all the time.
I can realize when I've done something, and I think I'm much better with apologizing, like, right off the bat. Like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
know I did this to hurt you." Like, I feel like I'm much quicker to apologize than I was before, and before I
because
was, like, hostile, I was like,
it's
"Oh,
not worth
no, I'm
losing
not
it.
doing that."
Right, because it's
Right,
not worth losing the friendship. Like, I feel like
right.
one of my strongest things, I feel like, has definitely always been communication. 'Cause I just like to talk. I will listen to myself talk. I don't even know what I'm talking about sometimes. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a recording of me somewhere, like, just straight talking for 14 minutes. Nobody talked back to me. Like, I was just talking just to talk. But I say all that just to say that I say all of that just to say that people often just they never want to think that they're the problem,
Mhm.
because that means that there's work that they need to do.
Right, that's
Because if that's work I need to do, that's time I need to put into myself. That means I'm the one that's wrong and they didn't do anything. And human brains, naturally, they don't want to do that. There's something called confirmation bias, where you grab the information that fits the beliefs that you have. My AP Psych is kicking in. But you grab the information that suits your beliefs. So if you say something yada yada yada, I might take out the ya and the da. because the ya and the da don't fit the yada yada dada
You know
that I had in my
what?
head. I'm blocking right now. I'm blocking right
so
now.
many people that do that, and they're like, they come up with this victim complex in their head, and they're like, this is what happened. And I'm like, that is not what happened. Like, I have a friend, they had a situation with somebody else, and they were telling me, they were like, yeah, this is what happened, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, that's not how it happened. You're saying these things, and I was there, like, I know both of these people, and I'm like, you're saying these things, and you're not realizing that you're coming up with this whole victim complex in your head because you don't want to be wrong, type of thing.
Yeah, people be tripping, man. That's all I got to say. People be tripping, and sometimes I trip too, which could
She
be a
trips
you
a lot.
problem. Okay. Y'all see what I deal with though. Y'all see this, right?
But this is
I'm
all
not-
love, all love.
Like, can we like zoom into her? Like this is what I deal with. But
don't zoom in.
zoom in,
No.
please. Thank you. I feel like
Oh.
sometimes it really is a you problem. It is
Right.
a you problem. It's you, Susie, Sally, Marcus. If there's a Marcus listening, but Cassandra. It's you. Like, okay, maybe it's
Girl,
not
you the
but,
problem, girl.
you could be the problem. Like, you might be am I the blank in this situation? That could be you. Insert your name, or at least think about it, because it could be you.
Right.
But yes. Take everything I said with a grain of salt. If it doesn't work out for you, yeah.
Don't
Take
say what you told yourself. Don't say what
I'm not saying go up to your friend and be like, it's you.
You're
the problem.
Don't do that. Gotta
I didn't say that.
That's a thing you have to develop, that communication.
Don't quote me on anything, because if it comes back, no, I'm kidding, but I am serious. Like, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's them, but at the end of the day, it's important. Like, friendships are important. They're really important to learn how to navigate and to kind of figure out where you're going in life. I feel like today we talked about that. Like, that was we did some pretty good talking, if you will.
A lot of talking.
A lot of talking. But yeah.
Well,
that was a lot.
A lot. Alrighty, guys. Well, tea was spilled and laughs were had.
So you guys can actually just catch us at the next session. Can we cue the music, please?
I'll sing for you guys. I'll sing some Hamilton. I remember that night. I just might regret that night
for the rest of my days. I was shipping over Soldier Boys
to win my praise. I remember that dream like candlelight, like a dream that you cannot chase. But Alexander, I'll never forget the first time I saw your face. I have never been the same. Intelligent eyes and a hunger pain frame. And when you said hi, I forgot your blank name.
Blank name.
Dang, okay.
Miss Courtney's in the other room.
Set my heart aflame. This is not a game. This is not a game. You strike me as a woman who's never been satisfied. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. You forget yourself. You're like me. I'm never satisfied. Is that right? I'll never be satisfied. My name is Angelica Schuyler, Alexander Hamilton. Where's your family from? Unimportant. There's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait. Just you wait. So this is what it feels like to match with someone to level with that. It catches the feeling of freedom of seeing the light, spread your fake with a keen and kite. You see it right? The conversation lasted 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said is total agreement. It's a dream. It's a bit of a dance. It's a bit of a posture. It's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'm gonna give him a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hand started flying and he looked askance. He's penniless. He's flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome boy, does he know it? You can tell who believes and who doesn't. Oh.
Do you hate me? I haven't listened to it in actually a good few months. So really, if you think about it, that's pretty good.
And I know she's
Dear Theodore.